Friends, there is nothing the church needs more in her bishops, in her priests, in her deacons, in her faithful, than evidence that God became man. This is what the world needs, is a visible, tangible reminder in the lives of his sons and daughters that yes, indeed, God became one of us. There was a song from the early 90s, what if God became one of us? He already did, 2,000 years ago. And the reminder to our world is the conviction of Christians who live that out every day. They are called saints. You don't have to be a bishop or a priest or a deacon or a monk to do that. In fact, the most effective witnesses to this truth were laymen, laywomen in the desert fathers, the desert mothers. They weren't clergy. They were ordinary folks who wanted to live the life of God without compromise. In poverty, in simplicity, controlling their tongue, controlling their gut, and in that, seeing the face of God eventually. We live at a time in church history, my friends, in which many people are afraid. They're afraid of speaking the truth. They're afraid of being cast out. They're afraid of everything. But fear is the telltale sign of Satan. Satan lives in fear. He's always afraid because God is broadsiding him with his plans, his humble and hidden ways of winning people back to him. And this rattles Satan, and he lives in constant, unmitigated fear, fear, fear. And people who are close to Satan, people who follow his ways, are like him. They're fearful. But those who love God are like him. They're brave, they're courageous, they have no fear, and they have joy, a joy that this world can't take away from us. You know, we're at a point when we even have people like Pope Francis and Cardinal Fernandez and others who tell people that priests can bless things that are contrary to natural and divine law. We cannot do that. But let us not be afraid. Let us not be afraid of simply proclaiming the truth that God made man and woman to love each other, to have babies, and to keep that cycle going until he comes again. That's the end of the discussion about blessings. Blessings are meant for man and woman. It's very clear in Genesis chapter 1. God blessed them, said, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth, be happy. That's what marriage and sex are for. And it's the same with each of us, is that if we are blessing those around us by being fruitful in our spiritual life, then we're a sign of joy in this world. This Christmas, as we prepare to celebrate God becoming man, let us give evidence that God is among us in every baptized man, woman, and child. And the evidence is in the joy that we live our life. This is what our world needs, not a confusing, double-minded, double-speaking, fork-tongued way of speaking, but of simply proclaiming the truth with full joy. Christ is born. Let us glorify him.